So we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 87, verse number 34, Prayers of the Vedas personified. In the previous sloka we read about the importance of having a guru. He said that without the grace of guru you cannot transcend the mind. You may even control your senses by doing pranayam, but not the mind, and all your sadhana will lead to frustration. Upaya khidaha, like person in the ocean on a boat without a captain. So now in this next one they continue. स्वजन सुतात्म दार धन धाम धरा सुरथैस्त्वयि सति किं नृणाम श्रेयते आत्मनि सर्वरसे इति सदा जानताम मिथुनतो रतिये चरताम सुखेति को नुय स्वविहते स्वनिरस्त भगे. So he says that Atmani sarvarase nrinam shrayate sati kim swajan satatma dara dhana dham dharasur thai ratir bhavati kim. That a person who has taken shelter of you, who is bliss personified, what is his purpose in being attached to his family members, wife, wealth, house, land, even life here, or possessions like chariot or car at present? So he says there is no prayojan, no purpose from this. And those who do not know this, iti sada janatam, those who are ignorant of this fact, they try to enjoy the material life. But do they really get happiness here? Because everything here gets lost by itself in due course of time. Svavihate. Svavihate means that it deteriorates or comes to an end on its own. And swanirasta bhage. And there is no ultimate essence in anything material. That's what the Shrutis are saying. In the commentary by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, it says, Tadevam Yogadi Amishra Kevala Eva Bhaktir Vaishnava Nam iti Uktam. So in this way it has been spoken that for Vaishnavas, the devotees, bhakti which is not mixed with yoga, jnana, karma, etc., that is proper. Means pure bhakti, not mixed with something else. Idanim sa khalu kamna antar rahita eva bhavitum arhati iti upadayati svajani. But one can engage in pure devotion and have some kamna, desires. So he says that first of all that bhakti is pure, should be pure means not mixed with any other process, and it should not be for having any other desires. Sonyabhilashita sunyam. This definition of Uttama Bhakti, that there is no other intention or purpose behind one's devotion. So that is being described in this verse. Nirnam madhye sratas tvam saiv manasya janasya tvai sati atmani paramatmani tvai avashya prapte sati svajanadi bhi kim स्वर्ण रत्नादि संपदा धामादि So he says, among human beings, those who have taken shelter of you, meaning that they are engaged in doing service to you. So such a person who has Tvayi avashya praptaye sati swajanadivi, whose goal is only to attain you, so what is his interest in anything else? Swajanadibhi kim swarana ratna adi sampada. So one's swajan, family members, gold, gems, wealth. Dhamadi divya griha. Dham means house, whether material or divine, like in some other loka. Dhara bhuyasi prithvi, or owning lot of land. Ashavaha, sharir balani, or physical strength. Rathas taduplakshita, and chariot, and also then indicated by chariot is elephant, horses, modern times cars, motorbike, personal plane, rocket, right? Or at least a drone, nothing else. So, ete kamitahi kim phalam. So, what is the point in desiring these things? Tvayi kidrishe, and what is your nature, what is your type? So he says, sarve rasa ananda yatra. So all rasa means all happiness is in you. So, raso vaisa. And in the Tattariya Upanishad, there is a whole description of various levels of ananda, beginning from Martyananda, going to Brahmananda, and then beyond that it is said that he is rasa. So means he is Ananda personified. So that is sarva rasa here described. People are always looking for some rasa in life. So rasa is here, is the personified rasa. Tasmin etasya eva anandasya anyani bhutani matram upjivanti. And anandadeva khalu imani bhutani jayante. So he is the Anandamaya Purusha, and it is from him that any Ananda which you see anywhere is only a portion or reflection of his Ananda. Svajanadikam sukhayati sukhdayako bhavati iti artha. So then the happiness which you derive from family members, wealth, etc., that is also happiness coming from him. Nanu katham arthasya sukdattu abhava tatraha svavihati. But otherwise these wealth, etc., do not have any of their own happiness. Why? Svavihata. Swataiva vihata kalgrastatvat nashvara. So, because they get destroyed in due course of time. Tatha svanirasta bhaga. And moreover, there is no bhaga in them, means there is no greatness in them. There is no essence. Utpatti samayam arabhyeva swataiva mahatmya rahita. From their very beginning, when they come into existence, they are devoid of any glory in them. The word bhaga means beauty, knowledge, glory, prowess, effort, and also arka, sun, and fame. These are the various meanings of the word bhaga. श्री ज्ञान महात्म्य वीर्य यत्न अर्क कीर्ति सुइति अमर। परिणाम अदर्शी भी साधु भी विगीतत्वात् इति भाव। Parinam darshi bhi sadhu bhi. So those who understands this fact that all these material things are temporary and they are not sustainable, so they don't take any interest in them. Svavihate swanirast bhage iti saptimyant pathe ihe iti asya visheshana dvaya. So this Swa, Nirasta Bhage and Svavihate, they are self-destroyed and they are devoid of any essence in them. These two are the qualifiers of the word Iha, means here. Atra Srutaya, there are Shrutis to this effect. Bhaktirasya bhajanam tadiha mutra padhina rashyena amusmin manah kalpanam etadeva neskarmi mityadya. So what is bhakti? Bhakti means doing service to Bhagavan after giving up all upadhi, which means material desires here, that we desire something here or in the next life. Yaha mutra upadhina rashena amusmin mana kalpanam, and to fix your mind in Him only. Upadhi sakamatvam. Upadhi means having material desires. So this is the end of the commentary. And then we come to the next sloka. Bhuvi purupunya tirtha sadanani rishyo vimadaste uta bhav padambujaho hridogabhidangri jala dadati sakrit manastvayatman nitya sukhe na punarupasate purusasarahara avasthan. So Vimada Rishyo Bhuvi Puri Punya Tirtha Sadanani Brahmanti Teuta Bhavat Padambujaga Hridaha Agbhita Angri Jala. So the sages who are devoid of any pride, Vimada, and who have taken your feet in their heart, Bhavat Padambuj Hridaya, they travel to various holy places, Tirthasthanas, which are places of Purupunya, of great piety. So Purupunya Tirtha Sadhana Ni Rishyo Vimadaste Bhuvi, on earth they wander from one holy place to another holy place. And even the water from their feet purifies all sins. Agbhita Angri Jala. So water which touches their feet brings purification. And dadati sakrit manas tvaya atmani nitya sukhe. Anyone who has fixed their mind even once on you, who are the Atma or Paramatma of everyone and who is always situated in happiness, na punarupasate purusha sarahara avasthan. Then they do not take any stock again in house, family, etc., which take away all the essence from one's life. Purusha sarahara. Sar means essence and hara means that they steal away or they take away. So they never engage in them anymore. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments, Ateva Swajana Sutta Atma Dara Grihan Styaktva Sadho Bhajananukuleshu Tirtheshu Vasanti Tiyahu. So therefore, which was said in the earlier verse, that those who take shelter of your feet do not take interest in family life, this, that. So such sadhus, such sages who are vimada, free from all pride, so they give up their family, children, wife, house, etc. and they go to holy places which are bhajan anukula, which are favorable to do devotional service. Bhuvi puri puru punyani tirthani gangadini. So on earth there are many holy places, and these are the tirthas, the holy lands, such as Ganga, Yamuna. So tirtha is also a word used for holy water, tirtha jala. So, and Gangadini, then Sadanani, Vrindavanadini, and Sadana means the places such as Vrindavan, Ayodhya, Kshetrani, Bhagavad Dhamani, the abodes of Bhagavan. Rishayo Bhakta, the word Rishi here means the devotees. Adhivasanti, this is the word Adhivasanti is to be added. So they go and reside there. Vimada Vigata Garva. So they are Vimada, means they are free from any pride, Garva. Ut yatas tata bhavat padambuj hridaya manasi tat padambujam dadhana. Why they are free from pride? Because they are holding your lotus feet in their heart. So their mind are fixed on your lotus feet, and they know the truth. So then they don't become proud, because becoming proud of what? Generally we become proud of something which we think we have better than others. I'm more beautiful, I'm more learned, more intelligent, have more wealth, more relatives, or I have more age. Right? People are proud of many things. I have a bigger beard than yours. Yeah, people also talk about that. Talk about how my shikha is bigger than yours. Once one devotee was actually telling me that. He was saying my shikha is so big that I can tie you. So he was proud of his shikha and so. So you can become proud of so many things. So even a pauper is proud of his penny, they say. Now of course if you give a penny to the pauper in these days, they will throw it away. They want dollar, not penny anymore. Rates have gone up. So Vimada Vigata Garva Uta Yata Vai Vigat Tatpada Bhavat Padambuj Hridaya Mansi Tat Padambujam Dadhana, because they have the best reason to be proud, because they have Bhagavan's feet, they have Bhagavan, but that's what makes them. When you have the real stuff, you don't become proud. Atev agham bhindanti, therefore they cut the sin of others. Angri jalani yesham, so the water from their feet purifies others. Te tadrisha kadapi Svajan sutatma dara grihan no upasate. So such sages, they do not worship. Worship means serve their family, this, that. They are free from that. Iti kim vaktavyam, he says what can be said about it. Ye janaha sakridapi tvai nitya sukhmaya swarupe mano dadhati te api punah purushanam saram vivek dhari akshantyadikam haranti iti tatha bhutan avasathan grihan no pasate. And even person who has fixed his mind even once on you, who is nitya sukhmaya swarupa, whose swarupa, whose form is eternal happiness. Because anywhere happiness is very temporary. First of all, it is limited. Second, it is flickering. And here it is eternal and it is unlimited. So if one's mind is set on him, then how can you take out that mind for something insignificant? Because mind has this nature that if it has something good, it will not give it up unless it finds something better. And there is nothing better than bhakti. So that's why it is called ahetuki apratihata yatma samprasidati. That it is causeless. Because causeless means that you do something with some cause. Cause here means some goal, some purpose. Like you go to some place because you want some money. So going there is the cause. Going there, the cause for that is money. So that is the hetu. But one who has attained Bhagavan, then there is no other cause. Where will you go? There is nothing better than that. So that's why it is ahaituki and it is apratihata. It is unbroken. There is nothing which can take away bhakti. Because there is nothing more powerful. There is nothing more blissful. There is nothing more powerful than bhakti. So therefore, there is no break in it. Once it comes, it comes. So that's why it is said here, sakrit, not even once. Mano dadhati te puna. Because everything else he says is purushanam saram harati. Everything else takes away your sara. Sara here says vivek. That is the first thing. Vivek means the faculty to discriminate what is right, what is wrong. So that is the problem in the material world. We are in ignorance and we do not know what is best for us. So therefore we make decisions which result in frustration ultimately. So he says that it is saraha hara. And dharya, fortitude, kshanti, tolerance, all this are gone. So this happens when we are attached to house, family, etc. Bhutan, avasathan, grihan no upasate. So they don't take any more interest in these things. So atra srutaya, there are shruti statements to this effect. So he cites from Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Sakamya meroh shringe tatha saptapuryo bhavanti tatha sakamya niskamyascha bhugol chakre saptapuryo bhavanti. So there are 7 cities on the top of Meru mountain which fulfill one's desire. And those are also there here within the earth. On earth planet also these things exist. So whatever is there up, they are also there. तासाम मध्ये साक्षात ब्रह्म गोपालपुरी. And in the these seven, or in the center of this, is directly the Gopalpuri, which is personification of Sakshat Brahma, means is purely transcendental. So that Gopalpuri is Vrindavan. Mathurayam sthitir Brahman sarvada me bhavishyati chit swarupam param jyoti swarupam rupa varjitam. So this is Krishna speaking to Brahma. Says that, O Brahma, I will come in Mathura and be there ever. And this Mathura is Chit Swarupa, transcendental, conscious, spiritual, effulgent, Swarupam Rupa Varjitam. This is without any material form, or he is talking about his own form, that my form is Chit Swarupa Param Jyoti, effulgent, transcendental, non-material. Iti hridhi mam sansmaran brahman mat padam yati nishchitam. And by meditating on me, O Brahma, you will attain me permanently. So that is end of his comment. Now verse number 36. Sadidamuthitam saditi chenna nutarkahatam vyabhicharati kvacha kvacha mirshana tatho bhayuk vyavritaya vikalpeshitondha paramparaya भ्रमयति भारती नवृत्तिभिरुक्त जडान. So this is a very philosophical verse, because it is like a dialogue between Sankhya and Vedanta. So Sankhya has the philosophy that it's called Satkaryavad, that everything comes from Sat. Everything is existing. And Vedanta also accepts Satkaryavad, but with little difference. Let's talk about Brahman and then Maya and Mithya. So it says Sadidam Uttitam Saditi Chaitnanu Tarkahatam. That if you say that this is Sat, this is real, because it has come from real, then this defies logic. Vibhicharti kvacha, because sometimes we see things come from Sat, but they are not Sat. Kvacha mirsha, sometimes they are not real. Na tatha ubhayuk, and sometimes they are not both. Vyavrite vikalpaishito andha paramparaya. If he says that, well, we deal with this, we do vyavahara, therefore it is real. So he says that can also be done with a false thing due to andha parampara, blind following the blind. And bhramayati bharti teuruvritti bhirukta jadan. So your words in the form of Vedas, they bewilder those who are dull-headed by speaking to them about Swarga, Apama Soma Amritama Bhuma, that will drink Soma and will become immortal. So these kind of statements bewilder common people. So there is a long discussion. This sloka was discussed in Paramatma Sandarbha by Jiva Goswami in great detail. There are various ways of seeing it. from Vaishnava point of view, Advaita Vedanta, Sankhya. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti speaks or comments, Nanu avasathanam purusha sar haratva sar pradatvabhyam ke me ninda stuti. So Vedanta fellow says that you are saying that these houses, wife, children, they take away your essence, your viveka, your faculty of discrimination, and you are praising the holy places, etc. So he says, what is the point in criticizing and praising all these ninda stuti? So na prasansyet na garhet. So purusham ekatmakam pasyan na prasansyet na garhet. Krishna says, don't praise, don't criticize. There is no point. So he is also saying that. He says it is like this. Nahi marichika jalam idam virasam surasam vaiti. He says, would you say that the water of mirage is very tasty or it is salty? It is drinkable or not drinkable? Would you praise or criticize the mirage water? No, because it is neither good nor bad, it doesn't exist. So sansar is like that. So what is the point in calling it good or bad? इति असत्कार्यवादी मता श्रेणी भी श्रुति भी सह सत्कार्यवादी मता श्रेणी में श्रुति है. So therefore there are two types of shrutis. One type of shruti is saying sato sata jayate, from sat comes sat, from real comes real. Other one says asto asat jayate, everything comes from asat, everything, or sato asat jayate. So everything is asat. Satyat yatha karangatam eva sattvam sena ghatayati atra ghatnishtata ya bhasate tadvadityartha. Tatra satah karanasya karyabheda sadhyate. So sata yatha karangatam eva, sat is in the cause, and then eva sattvam sa na ghatayati atra ghatnishtaya bhavate. So that then comes and manifests. The clay is there, and then from clay the pot comes. So then this pot is not exactly the sat. So there one suti tadvatiti artha. But tatra satah karanasya karya bheda sadhyate. So one shruti says that sato sat jayate, from sat comes sat. That's how it started. Sata idam utthitam saditi chet. That it has come from sat, this world. Therefore it is also sat. If something comes from clay, that is also clay. Something is made of gold, that is also gold. If it is coming from sat, it is also sat. So he says, therefore there is non-difference between cause and effect. That is a Satkaryavad. Sankhya philosophy. यदि तदा अपादान निर्देशेनैव भेद प्रतीतो विरुद्धो हेतुरित्यतः ननु तर्कः चिज्जड्योर अभेदस्य सर्व प्रमाण बाधित्वात्. So he says that this is understood from the apadan, fifth case, that it comes from that Himalayat Ganga Pravahati. So he says Bhed Pratiter Viruddho Hetu. So he says that itself describes the distinction between them, because when something comes from something, that means they are two separate things. So that is the opposite hetu. So he says, no, that is not so. Chit jadiyor abhedasya sarva pramanuvadit. That chit and jada, Brahman is chit, world is jad, inert. So they cannot be same. This is what you say is illogical, because all the pramanas, they say this, that chit and jad, conscious and inert, they cannot be non-different from each other. Nanu na bhedam sadhyame kintu utpannattvena kundaladivad bhedam pratisedam. So this is a very interesting statement. He says that we are not trying to establish non-difference between cause and effect. We are not trying to establish non-difference between cause and effect. Then what are you trying to do? We are denying the difference. Now what is this? We are not trying to establish non-difference. All we are doing is that we are denying the difference. So if you deny the difference, then is it non-difference? He says no. That's what he's saying. Nanu na abhedam sadhyam. We are not trying to prove non-difference. Then what are you trying to do? Kintu tadutpannattvena kundaladivad bhedam pratisedam. That just as the golden ornaments come from gold, so we are only saying that they are non-different. They are not different. Nahi karana satta atirikta kvapi karyasya satta itya hai. So he says, it is seen that the effect has no existence without cause. So then he says, vyabhicharti kvacha. He says, but there is seen some deviation in that. Pitri putradisu bhedasya eva darshanat. He says, like son and father. So son is born from father, but son and father are separate from each other. There is a lot of difference. Nanu yatha shukti satta atirikta sattar rupyasya asti tatha adhisthana रूप परमेश्वर सत्ता अतिरिक्ता सत्ता प्रपंचस्य नास्ति इत्याह. So then he said, just like you see the silver in the oyster, so that silver is not different from the oyster. It doesn't have independent existence. Like that, this world does not have independent existence from the Brahman from which it comes. तथा अधिष्ठान रूप परमेश्वर सत्ता अतिरिक्ता सत्ता प्रपंचस्य नास्ति. So then he says, no, that is also, there is a vyabhichar sometimes. न तथा यथा शुक्ति रूप्यादि मृषा तथा इदम विश्वम मृषा न भवति. So he said, just like in the case of silver and oyster, the silver is not real, only the oyster is real. Like that, the world is not like that. World is also real, Brahman is also real. Ubhayuk karan karyor ubhayasmin yujyate iti ubhayuk. So, because both cause and effect, karan karyayor ubhayasmin yujyate. They are both, in the cause is also karya, in the karya there is cause. Tat satyam iti srutyuktam sattvam abhyatra asti. So, Shruti says tat satyam, that it is real, therefore both are real. किंतु कारणस्य सत्वम सार्वकालिकम कार्यस्य सत्वम कैश्चित कालिकम यथा दृष्टयति. So then what is the difference between cause and effect? He says that the cause, the truth of the cause is eternal, and the truth of the effect is for some time. It is manifest for some time. Karyasya satyatvam vina vyavaharopi na siddhyati itiya. Because if the karya is not real, if the effect is not real, then how is that we are doing vyavahara? Because you gave the example of water in the mirage. That does not quench your thirst, but this water we drink and our thirst is quenched. So don't compare this with that. That may be not real, but this is real. So vyavahritaye vyavahar siddhi artham vikalpa. So because it is karya, it is, we see the effect, therefore it is real. Karyam isita ishta. Karya is that which is desirable. Such a satya eva satyana eva ghatadina vyavaranadi siddhe. And that is real because if you want to bring water, then pot has to be real. If pot is not real, we cannot bring the water. Asata ghatadina jalaharanadi siddhe. If the pot is non-existent, you cannot bring water with that. So then on that he gives an argument. Nanu kuta karshapanadina vyavahar siddhi drishyate. He says we see sometimes that things which are fake, which are not real, they also can do the job. You have a fake bill, right? So you go and you can buy things with the fake bill. So it's not real, but you can buy unless you get caught, which is not the case all the time. So for that he says andha parampara. He says that is because of the blindness, not real. Sa siddhir andha parampara eva. That kind of dealing can only happen due to blindness. Nyatu vigya parampara, not in knowledge. Nahi bhranta namya vigyanam kut karshapanadhyai kriya vikriyadi vivhara. He says only those people who are in ignorance can do buying and selling with the fake bill, but not those who are in knowledge, they will not do it. So therefore that problem is there. Nacha tai rasayan prayogena pi punyarthadana taddanadikam sambhavet. So if something is fake and we know it, it cannot, because previously the coins were made from gold. They could be used for making some tonic. So there are certain Ayurvedic medicines where gold is used. He says that cannot be used for that. Also, if it is fake money, you are not going to get any punya if you give charity. You have fake bills and you go and donate them. You think you are going to get the piety? No. He may take them as real, but you will not get the piety. Because one who is keeping record of the piety knows this. So he cannot be fooled. Tasmat jagadidam satyam eva. Therefore this world is real only. Vijnanam Narad Dattatreya adinam api arth kriya karitvat. Because even learned people like Narada Rishi, Dattatreya, they dealt with this world like real. They did not say it is fake, so we have nothing to do with it. Kintu naswaratvad anitvam. But it is naswar. It is temporary. So there is eternal reality and there is changing reality. But that doesn't mean it is fake. Yattu karmina khalu apam somam amrita bhume ityadi bhir ved vakyai karm phalasya nityatvati pradhanat nityameva na katachidinidisham jagaditi bhruvate. Then there are Mimamsakas who say that this world is also eternal. It was never created. It will remain like this and we will do the Soma Yaga and become immortal. So all these Shruti statements they misunderstand. They are very much attached to the karma phala. So those who speak like this, Srishti Pralayuchana Manyate Tanmatam Asatityahu Brahmayati. So those who think that there is no creation and there is no destruction of the universe, their understanding is wrong. So this is said in the last line of the verse, Brahmayati Bharati Tayoru Vritti Bhir Ukta Jadan. Hey Bhagwan, O Lord, Tav Bharati Veda Lakshana, your words in the form of the Veda, Uru Vritti Bhir Bhavi Bhir Mukhya Lakshanadi Vritti Bhir. So by the Vritti, by the primary meaning, external meaning, etc., Ukta Jadan, those who are too much devoted to karma, so they are like inert people, Jadya, Kranta, Matin, their intelligence is dulled by the statement, Yamimam Puspitam Vacham Pravadanti Manishana, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, that they become influenced by the Puspita Vani, the flowery statements of the Veda, the Arthavad statements of the Veda. They take them Kamatmana Swarpara, Janma Karma Phala Pradam. So they become very much attracted to statements which try to fulfill their material desires and result in Swarga, Janma Karma, take birth again. So, Kimanyatiti Vadana, what else is there? So they are Ukta Jada, they are inert, their Viveka is not very good. So Brahmayati, Mohayati. So your words bewilder such people. Ayam Bhava, the meaning is this. Nahi Vedaha karma phalasya nityatvam abhipraiti kintu lakshanaya prasastya matram vidhi ek vakyatvat. He says the meaning is as follows. The Vedas which are praising karma or speaking about karma phala, they are not intending to say that the outcome of karma is eternal. But by lakshana, by secondary meaning or indicated meaning, this is only praising the vidhi vakya. So vidhi vakya is praised there. Prasastya matram, vidhi ek vakyatvat. Why? Because there has to be ek vakyata in the Veda. Ek vakyata means the unity of the meaning. It is not that in one place one thing is said, another place another thing is said, then you take out different meaning. That is called vakya bheda. So, difference in meaning, one statement giving two different meanings. So there are vidhi vakyas and all other vakyas are secondary to vidhi vakyas. So there are descriptive statements or arthavad statements which are eulogizing, praising certain activities. Their purpose is to create ruchi, rochnartha, phalasruti, to bring a taste. They are like pickle in the food. Pickle is not food in itself, just to increase the taste of the food. Or chili. So spices. So these are spices. Anyatha vakya bhed prasangat. Otherwise there will be vakya bheda. Tata yatha ihe karmajito loka kshiyate. So therefore there are statements like this, that just as the objects which you acquire by your karma here in this world, they come to an end, in the same way whatever you attain by your karma, swarga, etc., that will also come to an end. As Krishna says that Kshine Punye Martya Lokam Tetam Bhuktva Swarga Lokam Vishalam Kshine Punye Martya Lokam Vishanti. So that punya which you attain by doing karma, That is limited, it is not unlimited. So iti nyaya ubringhita shruti antar virodhacha. So therefore there are Shruti statement, apama soma amritama bhuma is one type of statement, that we become immortal by drinking soma. Then we have this type of statement. So they have to be synthesized. So then we understand that those are arthavadas. Atah karma jadanam idam brahmatramiti. So therefore it is only an delusion of those who are very much attached to karma to think that heaven is a permanent place. Atra srutayaha, there are shrutis also to this effect. Yathaurnanabi shriste yatha prithivya ausdhaya sambhavanti yatha satah purushat keslomani tatha aksharat sambhavati ihe vishvam. So this is a very nice Shruti statement. He said just like a spider makes its net. So the net is coming from the spider. So spider is both the material cause as well as the instrumental cause. Nimitta karan, upadan karan. And that net which he makes is real. Because he is real. So yatha prithivya ausdhaya sambhavanti. Similarly, plants, trees, they grow on earth. So they are growing on earth, they are part of earth, they are real, they are not false. Similarly, satah purushat keslomani. Similarly, human being, his nails, hair, they grow, they are real. Nails are also real. Hair also real, although they are inert. So tatha aksharat sambhavati vishwam. In the same way, this universe comes out from the eternal Purusha, which means that it is real. Ityadya. Atra akshar shabdat darshantikasya karanasya nityatvam karyasya tu satyatvam eva. So here, by calling the absolute reality as akshara, imperishable, it is indicated that the cause, which is Brahman or Paramatma, is eternal and conscious. So it is real. And karya, the effect in the form of the universe, is also real, but it is temporary. Natu mithyatvam. It is not mithya as proposed by the Advaitavadis. Napi nityatvam. It is neither mithya nor eternal. This is the Vaishnava mata. Vaishnavanam matam eva uktam shrutivi. So in this way, the Shrutis have given the view of the Vaishnavas in this sloka. So this is the end. If there is any question to ask. Okay.